Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact us. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact us. And if you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, feel free to contact us at Real Talk Debt Collection Department, and we will be glad to assist you in any way possible. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, like and share the page as we go live so others will get the notification that Real Talk has started. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe. Who don't know about our YouTube channel, the viewers who know about it, please encourage your friends and your family to subscribe to YouTube, TT Real Talk. Subscribe and you're on. You will know when we go live. So, considering our page viewers, you know, we keep you up to date with events that happen in Trinidad and Tobago. So when you hear traveling in your vehicle or in your car, you will get a notification that Real Talk page, the Real Talk page have added something new. You could always check it out. Sometimes we have live videos of incidents that is taking place throughout Trinidad and Tobago. So, like and share the page viewers as we start our program tonight. Now, last night we started a poll. And things started to go so good until the hour crept up on us. So, do you think we should continue the same thing tonight, since today was nomination day? Do you think we should continue the poll tonight? Feel free to call in. Let us hear what you have to say. Is it a productive government or a non-productive government? We are going to continue, because the election is around the corner and they will continue keeping their walkabouts and their virtual meetings and their promises from crook to captain. They're promising from January to December. I'm talking about party go and party come. It's promises, promises, promises. So, as we start off tonight, Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali is taking opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar to task for statements made at the party's political meeting last night. It followed the circulation of a short clip on Facebook in which the political leader of the United National Congress allegedly referred to the Prime Minister as a black man, or the black man on the other side. So now, viewers, if somebody would refer to me as Saieed is a East Indian, but he is an Indian, why would I get all offensive? Why would I, Saieed, get all offensive? Why? During her speech, she made several references to the blank man. However, social media users were divided on whether she referred to the Prime Minister as a black man or blank man in the video. Now, there are clips being circulated on Kamala page. There are clips being circulated on other pages throughout Trinidad and Tobago. It's gone viral. Now, so listen to this. In a brief response on Facebook, Mr. Rowley said, finally, caught in her frequent disgusting race baiting, she is reduced to repeating rubbish to try and lie her way out. Anyone surprised? He also made reference to alleged racist statement made by the opposition leader in 2018, where she described him as Oreo.
And in fact, the black man on the other side, some people are concerned. And in fact, the black man on the other side.
Now, viewers, was. Did she say blank man or black man? Now, you know, everybody here will hear something different. Everybody is going to hear something different. So feel free to call in and let us on Real Talk and the wider population tell us what you heard. Tell us what you heard. Because everybody, some saying black, some saying blank. Now I'm going to tell you something. If you're making a speech and you're saying blank, blank sound like black. Black, blank. So some of us heard black, some of us heard blank. What did you hear being a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? And let me tell you something. If the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the leader of the PNM administration, if he's a black man, be proud. Be proud. We're reaching too far with race and religion. It's causing an upscale in Trinidad and Tobago that's not supposed to be. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead. What did you hear, caller?
She said a black man.
B-L-A-C-K or B-L-A-N-K?
B-L-A-C-K.
B-L-A-C-K?
Yes, Saeed.
Thank you, caller. So, now, listen this. If she said, a black man, Martin Luther King was proud to be a black man. He was proud. I don't see why someone should take offense when someone should call you, hey, you are a black man, or you are an East Indian, or you are a Chinese. Why are you taking offense with a small thing like that? We are not in a white man's country. I often say that. I often say that. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Ali. I don't normally have to go to court with reference to the English language in Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you.
Right? The Human Resource Department in all them state-owned company and Ministry of Health and Hospital, and they fix the English language to accommodate who they would like to give the job to.
Yes.
You understand? Like A-N and A-N-D, and you understand?
Yes, correct.
Things might be coming out through my TV. The front, it's something like the blank man.
Yes.
And then my TV, you understand what I mean? No, you have to go to court now to determine each word and each letter, to determine that situation, and not that situation alone. Lawyers need to go to court to help other people, because they twist and turn these English language to suit themselves. And right now, there are certain people in Trinidad and Tobago, the uneducated people, accepting 30 pieces of silver to sell this country out for problems. And when that 30 pieces of silver finish, they will remain hungry for the next 5 years with nothing, and they remain killing out one another.
Caller, don't stay on the line. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
How do you spell R?
A-R-E-R.
How you pronounce it again?
Well, I'm not sure, but I know it's A-R-E-R.
All right. A-R is what?
R.
And how you spell R?
A-R-E.
Thank you very much.
Right? Yeah, thank you very much. But they're using that for the pieces, the 30 pieces of silver.
Thank you, caller. You see, that is why sometimes they say use the vowels, you know. A-E-I-O-U. You understand? Now, in her speech pattern, I listened to that video over and over and over. And I heard blank. Blank as in B-L-A-N-K. That is what I heard. Now, I am not picking sides. But at the same time, if you are a black man and you are the leader of a party that is in the present administration that is governing Trinidad and Tobago, what is the big deal about it? What is the big deal? Donald Trump don't care if they call him a white man, or a greedy man, or a hungry man. Is Donald Trump a white man at the end of the day? So it's too much a race talk in a little 2x2 country with 1.3 or 1.4 million people, which we should not be doing that. Which one of you Trinidadians born in the US? Which one? We are Trinidadians. We are in a black man country. I am a black man. I did not born in a white man country. I did not born in a Syrian country. I did not born in an English country. I did not born in a Romanian country. We West Indian people, how they call us black? It doesn't matter if your skin fairer than mine or darker than mine. You see, I'm going to tell you something. You see Bacchanal? We love Bacchanal. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, the Mr. still talking? Hello? The man, yeah. I can speak now. Good night.
Good night, dear.
Mr. Ali, I can't remember your name good now. But what it is, I remember having an experience with a lady, right? And the lady was not, good night, and the lady was saying that black people, something about black people giving a problem. So I watching the lady color of the skin, but Miss Lady, why are you saying black people? And she's black, but she's an Indian person. When I said, Miss Lady, you are black, oh my God, the lady gets so angry. So somebody made this fool. I don't want to fool some people to let them believe that they are white. But let these same people who believe in that they are white, let them go to America or another place. Sometimes you're reading stories, sometimes you're reading articles on the papers now, and people talking Indian. I'm going to be a Christian person. And sometimes you hear people saying about these Indian people, and they're not white, and they're saying black people. All of us are black.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. I understand where you're coming from. So the political party of the United National Congress, Prasad Bisesa, has declared on Friday that she was no racist. She made her declaration after filing her nomination at the EBC office in Penal. She is a UNC candidate for Siparia. She maintained that she described the Prime Minister as blank man during a UNC virtual meeting on Thursday night. Reference to a release the UNC issued on the matter that Ms. Prasad Bisesa said she used the word like blanking and blank man in reference to Dr. Rowley. You see the race thing, man? You see the race thing? We have no problem with race in Trinidad and Tobago. And it would not stop. It would not stop. Sometimes I hear people saying, Saeed, it's best the Queen send back somebody, let it rule Trinidad again. Let a white man rule our country. I just be hearing that. Saeed, if the British was ruling Trinidad and Tobago, we would have been better off. Yes. Caller, good night.
Saeed, I hear B-L-A-N-K.
Yes.
And all I want to say is whether it is blank or blank, he shouldn't get offended because of that, because there are a lot of people who did not get grants and they are not offended.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. You see, the thing is, you're supposed to be proud. You're supposed to be proud. Boy, you see this race thing? This race thing gonna kill us slowly in Trinidad, you know. Serious. It is gonna kill us slowly. It's sad, but this is the time we're living in. The political leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa has stated that she can already taste the election victory. She made a statement as she addressed her party party's virtual meeting last night, Mrs. Pasabisa said on Saturday, she will officially reveal her candidates. This took place the day after nomination day, which was today.
And I have a message of great hope for you. I am convinced that the UNC will win the election on August 10th. I can feel it, I can taste it, I can see it. And on the ground, it is the same everywhere we go. The entire country has gone yellow. I am confident that our team, candidates and non-candidates alike, we have a very strong team. I want to thank our former Minister Kevin, who joined us tonight, and the candidates who spoke. We have a team of experienced people. We have a team of younger people. And so we will have that mix of young and not so young to take us forward on this journey to reclaim Trinidad and Tobago and, of course, to stop the slide that we have been experiencing.
The opposition leader once again chastised that the government for the way in which it is handling the return of citizens to this country.
They use the line, I am paying the price for protecting the population. Paying the price, but the price you will pay is on August 10th, we will vote you out. We have to go, Rowley has to go. He says, I am paying the price for protecting the population. Do what? To stir up sympathy in the population for himself. He's always playing the victim, we know that. And then at the same time, he's ruling, he's making these words to create fear in your hearts. They say, listen, I'm protecting you from COVID death. But in the meantime, people are dying. Those nationals stranded abroad in more ways than one.
So now, viewers, that was the voice of the former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and the leader of the United National Congress, Ms. Kamla Persad-Bissessar. So she is confident that she will win the next general election come August 10th, 2020. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley, who is also confident that his party is going to win the August 10th, 2020 general election. Both parties are making statements. Both parties are throwing words at one another, which is a normal thing. Which is a normal thing in Trinidad and Tobago. But you know who will feel the pinch? You know who have the weight on their shoulder? The one who will carry the burden for the next 5 years is the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Not the politicians. And I want to let you understand that. Not the politicians. When they get elected and go into office, their salary is between $30,000 to $50,000 a month. They're driving executive cars. They're getting perks. They're getting traveling allowance. They're getting meal allowance. I wonder if they're getting maid allowance and clothes allowance too. They're building up big, big houses. They're buying yachts, fancy cars, all kind of thing. All kind of thing they're buying. And who is carrying the burden? Who is paying the price? Who is paying the price? Us, the citizen. Call good night. Hello? So listen to this now, viewers. Political party for the Independent Labour Party, Mr. Jack Warner, is throwing his hat into the election race. Contrary to what was speculated, Warner will be contesting the Lopino Bonaire seat. He was a former member of parliament for Shogunas West. And it was true that he would have contested that seat once more. Warner was a former Minister of Works and Transport, as well as the National Security Minister under the People's Partnership Program. Government, my mistake. He also acted as Prime Minister under the tenure of the People's Partnership. So viewers, Jack Warner is coming back into the race. He is throwing in his hat. And he is saying to the people, here I am once more. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, I heard B-L-A-N-K.
That's what you heard.
Blank, B-L-A-N-K. And is he ashamed to be called black? He should be proud.
Exactly.
He should be proud to be called black. If he was a white man, and he'll be proud to be a white man.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I don't know what... Now you see, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have words now bringing us separation. But then again, it's election time. They will use any and everything to come at each other. And we are seeing that. We are seeing that. So you now, the individuals, you the one who have to go and vote and select a party. You have to be cautious of what you are doing. You have to know who you want to govern this country in the next 5 years. And I will use a line both parties always use. Think about your children and your grandchildren. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I just want to highlight one topic, right? This topic is about the present government who is in power.
Yes.
And borrowing all this money in Trinidad. Let me say, if he had to stop in power, how they finding that money to pay back? The citizens of the country, they have to raise tax, they have to raise tax, they got to raise every single thing to get back that money from the citizens, pay back that money. Eh?
I understand. Thank you, caller. And that is true, you know, viewers. That is true, you know. The amount of money have been loaned to Trinidad and Tobago. The next administration that walks into the parliament, they have to be good. Because after election, come October, you have to read a budget. You have to read the budget for allocation for the next financial year, because the financial year for 2020 closes in September. It closes in September. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, sir.
Calling from Stanley Gandhi.
Welcome.
Mr. Ali, Ron Sinana trying his best to open the license office in White House Stanley Gandhi by next week or before. Yard paving in front of the office, the road, walking up to late in the night. But Mr. Ali, Gandhi have no road, no white line, not even an ancestral. But
True.
everything is last minute trying to win the Toko Sade Gandhi seat. But if there's one thing he cannot see is that neither the Motomans and Lena seat. We already paint tongue in yellow, and UNC will form the next general election. Thank you, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, keep in mind, every individual calling, they have the right. They have the right to view their opinions. That is why I often say, let me hear from you. Because at the end of the day, you hold the power. You hold the power to put a party to govern the affairs of Trinidad and Tobago, which is also your affairs. Caller, good night.
Good afternoon, Mr. Said.
Go right ahead.
Said is a man who believes in superstition and necromancy and obi and these kind of things. But everybody who believes in God, right, and have some faith, know that the same way how you believe in God, there's evil.
Yes.
Right? And if anybody could dispute what I'm saying here today, let them dispute it. That since this government came into power, like some kind of evil come across this country, this 5 years has been the most brutal 5 years in history of Trinidad and Tobago, where old ladies, mothers, grandmothers, children murdered in the most heinous, brutal ways. Accidents when you see accidents take place in this country, people getting dismembered, decapitated, fishermen getting murdered by the sevens, whole family getting wiped out. The brutality, the kind of evil. You don't ever see a bright sunshiny day again. It's all of the sun hot. The place gray and looking like some evil came across this country. And every time this Prime Minister have to make some sort of decision where the country future is, he had to go to Tobago, that place that he boasts about. When Patrick Manning wanted to get him out of Parliament, he boasts about, remember when they want to get him out of Parliament, that little place in Tobago, Likoto, and look what happened to them. Remember, he just boasts and make a folly of it. And this is what this country had to go through. Every year, 500 and more people getting murdered in the most brutal, heinous ways. People losing their life in every single way that you could think of it. Young children committing suicide. Like, it's just an evil, like this, a spell take over this country for the last 5 years. And I want to ask the right-thinking citizens of this country who have any sort of belief that there's faith and there's God, that if they want to put this PNM government back into power again to go through this kind of evil that we faced in the last 5 years.
Thank you, my friend.
Good afternoon, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my friend. So you see, viewers, your views matter. Your views matter because everybody have a say. Everybody have a say. So listen to this now. Former Energy Minister Kelvin Ramnarine said that Trinidad and Tobago economy is in a bad state. He made a statement at the United National Congress virtual media briefing last night. According to Ramnarine, the government has done nothing to address the situation.
Collectively, our economy has declined by 12.75% in the last 5 years, making Trinidad and Tobago one of the worst performing economies in the world. This is a fact that I checked myself on the IMF database.
Ramnarine said, contrary to what is being said, the energy industry is not doing well.
I give these comparisons because we have been hearing the Prime Minister say that the energy sector is in a better place. But that is normally what you say about somebody when they die, that they are in a better place. And today, in The Guardian, we saw the Minister of Energy said that the energy sector is alive and kicking. This is the same Minister of Energy who has not given as much as a square inch of new acreage for exploration in the last 5 years.
So viewers, out of common sense, do you think the economy is stable in Trinidad and Tobago? Do you think? Because business is closing down all over Trinidad and Tobago. They are shutting their doors. Caller, good night.
Yes, good night.
Go right ahead.
I do believe that the economy is getting better. And I do not trust you. I do not trust you. Because your program gives things that is not true.
You tell me something that is true in Trinidad and Tobago that is happening presently. You gone? You hung up already? I'm not ready to have a discussion with you. People hardly get salary grant relief. That is not true. Landlords still waiting on rental assessment from the government. That is not true. We don't have community spread. That is not true. Many business places close their door. That is not true. We don't have a school built for the last 5 years in Trinidad and Tobago. That is not true. How many health centers and hospitals have been opened in Trinidad and Tobago in the last 5 years? That is not true. So you tell me what is true. You tell me. Let's have a discussion. Call in back. You tell me something that this administration done for Trinidad and Tobago and it benefited the individuals of Trinidad. You tell me. If you feel like getting under my skin, think again. Think again. Call and say something. 2386716. Call me and tell me, Saeed, the government did so and so, and they did so and so, and they did so and so. Feel free to call in. Feel free to call in. You see, it's a discussion. It's a discussion. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, a pleasant good night.
Good night to you, sir.
You're doing a very good show.
Thank you.
I called here tonight concerning Mr. Inbert. Well, Mr. Inbert instigating crime. You say, I raised gas one time. No protest. I raised the gas the second time. I raised the gas the third time. And what I say, Jennifer Baptiste. Jennifer Baptiste, she took in the finance minister to talk about Polori and Doubles and Baggy. Mr. Ali, what I'm saying tonight, the PNM very disrespectful, they're very upsetting. If people only hear the Chief Patrick Manning, Rowley would have been never there. And without any apology, let's go, women in the same area. Fire for the government there, and I'm saying the UNC going to be there by a landslide for everybody crying and bawling everything up.
Thank you, caller. Apparently, like your voice going down. Caller, apparently, like your voice going down too, but nevertheless, we understand what you're saying. So listen this. Since the caller called prior to this individual and said this program is not true. Listen to this video.
The price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15% in April of next year.
So caller, I want you to take that. How do you travel? With car? With bicycle? Or you just snap your finger and a magic carpet just come and scoop you up and drop you from point A to point B? Do you have a car? Do you buy groceries in your house? Do you pay a bill in your house? Are you presently employed or not? Or somebody minding you? So number one, the people who have cars, they have to pay the increase in gas price. The people who have cars, they have to pay the increase in tires. The people who have cars, they have to pay the increase in maintenance. What do you have to pay? If you don't have anything to pay, which means somebody is mining you, and ask the person who is mining you how hard they have to work and what corners they have to cut in order for you to get a meal of food. I wonder if you're paying for your cell phone bill and all. Apparently you live in Alice in Wonderland. You haven't come to the reality yet of what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if you sign up for salary grant and receive it. Or maybe rental assistance and receive it. Or I wonder if you go to the hospital, you just walk with your own chair to sit down in. I wonder all these things. Or when you go to the market, somebody just stick up a bag of market and give you. When you wake up and you start smelling how the coffee they smell, then call in and talk the truth. Until then, you're sleeping and you don't realize you're talking in your sleep. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, you want to know what is not truth? The PNM government and Rowley. They're always lying. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. 5 years. We talk about education. 5 years. Schools have been built under the present administration. 5% work to be done to open back the schools. But that is not true. That is not true. And caller, when you're going to grocery, price went up drastically. But that is not true. That is not true. When you go to the health centers or the hospital, you have to sit down or you have to stand up and sleep, lean up, waiting a day, 2 days for a bed. But that is not true, caller. In your book, that is not true. But in the rest of the eyes of citizens in Trinidad and Tobago, they are seeing the reality. They are seeing reality. You see, when I get challenges like these, it is bring out the facts. It is bring out the reality of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. This is what I like. I like somebody to come and Saieed is not this and is not that. It's like you're opening up a library. This is what I like. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saieed. Don't take no fella there on. I calling from Tobago. It's alleged Rowley have sheep and goat under air condition, and I sure he do have a fan home. And he fighting for Rowley. Thank you.
Well, caller, I heard the same thing too, you know. I heard sheep and thing went by the containers, goats and thing. It went up by the container. I heard that. I allegedly heard that. This is Trinidad. It's Fire Friday tonight. Caller, good night.
Saieed, good night.
Good night, my dear.
Saieed, the Prime Minister said we are not shutting down petrol trends.
Thank you.
The OWTU after purchase petrol trends. Now we're hearing the Prime Minister say if he's voted in after election, he is going to start petrol trends if the OWTU ready to start.
Wow.
Saieed, these people are tired lying to us, boy. Saieed, who to trust to put there? Every one of them across the board, you cannot trust them.
True, true.
Yeah? Taxpayers cannot get their tax return up to this day.
True.
It's in audit. What the hell are doing in audit? And they self-deduct your tax from your salary. Why it is we cannot get our tax return? People waiting for rental grants. I spoke to a lady recently, like yesterday. The landlord ready to put her out.
Still.
Because she owing, they said 3 months, big and bold on the TV.
Yes.
We give in 3 months rent. Side is only 2 months they give in. And people have to go down there to get it. Landlords putting people out on the street. What PNM doing? But they're coming in front of your place. You ever pass on that side of the road, Saieed?
Yes, yes.
And see what Junior Sammy doing? Water still on Hololo, where they're supposed to raise water, still collecting there by Hololo. Part of the road pitch and part like they run out of pitch, so they must have to import that pitch to finish the road. Holes all over Santa Cruz for the last 18 years. Where Dolly Parton, we can't see Dolly Parton at all. We ain't see the what they call them, just go around. I saw the test them. That I don't even like to even call them by the right name. Right? And this is what we're going through for the past 5 years, Saieed. Injustice. Injustice and all. You want vote? No. I'm sorry, Michaela wasn't coming out with her party and standing up against the UNC and the PNM. She would have won, but probably her father knows best.
Yes,
Keep his daughter safe and she would not have to lie to the public like the rest of them. Thank you, Saeed.
Thank you,
Good night.
thank you, my dear. You see, people looking for change. 5 years ago, they were looking for change, and we got a change. This 5 years, we're looking for another change. Another change. So to the caller who called and said the show is not true, why don't you call and say something that is not true on the show? Call and say something that is not true in Trinidad and Tobago. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Saeed?
Yes? Listen on your telephone and not the TV. Mute your television.
Saeed?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Next call. You see, viewers, we are facing reality. We are facing reality. Every day we get up. Every single day that God spares our lives and we get up from our bed, we are wondering, what next? What next? Where's the next meal coming from? I wonder if Johnny have work down the road. I wonder if I could go by Mary and get a little domestic work in she house. What next? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
We have the opportunity right now to take advantage of the situation for our lives.
Yes.
This government suffered the people of Trinidad and Tobago for the past 5 years. We nothing done, nothing. And we have an opportunity to fix this country for we children and the future of our own self. I feel how them fellas was laughing at me and they raise the price so many times and they destroy the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We have the opportunity now to throw them in the bokas, and if they could swim to shore, we will vote for them after that. But right now, we have to get rid of them first. Because if we cannot get rid of them at this chance that we get here, we may not get a next chance. We might end up like Venezuela, and we will have to carry our family to Venezuela and do what the Venezuelans doing in Trinidad right now that we call a shame. And that is what this country reached to right now. It's either we stand and get rid of this government, or we live to see the suffering that we're heading above if we don't do that in this country. So as I say, throw them in the bokas, and if they could swim to shore, they bound to live, we go vote for them after. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. You see, we have to wake up. When you want something done, you do it. You get up and you do it. Empower yourself. Now, I'm going to tell you something. With this COVID-19 that hit Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago business sector was suffering, you know. It's suffering, you know. People had to close off their business. People lose their house. When Petrotrin closed down, when the refinery was shut down, as our Prime Minister said, we are not going to close it down. Let me tell you something. It put people in a state of shock. It placed people in a state of panic. You know why? Because some of them were depending on their weekly, fortnightly, and monthly salary to pay our rent, to pay our loan for their house, for their children education, for their car, for the groceries. And some of them couldn't take it. You know how it is like every month you have to pay $10,000. All right, you work in Petrotrin. You never expected the refinery to shut down. You take a loan. You build up your house. You're young. You're 40. You say, well, right, by the time 60 years, I don't pay for my house. And you're depending on Petrotrin. Boom, shut. Somebody come and tell you, well, we ain't shutting it down. Boom. The refinery closed down. You have nothing to fall back on. Nothing. How many of us end up in that situation? Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I am a past employer in the bus company many years. I retired. And I've been signed up for all my gratuity, which is my national insurance and whatnot. And I am suffering. I cannot, every time I go, It's just still giving me go back, come back. And this wicked government, when he was going up for election, he said he wants his money now. He wants all his money. Right? He got all his money, while public servants like myself and many others suffering out there. And you expect we to take that just like that? What about those who have rent to pay? I still was fortunate who can build my house. That man is a wicked man. His business is fixed. And they come and tell me we're red and ready. That's a wicked evil man.
Thank you, caller. Just imagine, as he talking about the NIS. You sign up for your NIS. You sign up for pension, and they are telling you in the office, within 3 months' time, you will be able to collect. You will be able to collect a salary at the end of every month concerning NIS and pension. Sometimes 6 months pass, a year pass, and you still haven't received anything. Just imagine you have to go back into the office to inquire about the documents that you have filled out for your NIS and your pension. And to your surprise, when you go, it's like, Uncle, we have no trace of your documents. Or Tanti, we cannot find your document. We're in the 21st century and that's still happening. Just imagine that. Caller, good night.
Well, good night.
Go right ahead.
The caller, the previous caller who called and said about the program, apparently is homeless. And that I believe to myself that was a political thing.
Thank you, caller. You see, at the end of the day, I will tell you something. You cannot call my program and want to embarrass me because I will ask you questions that you can't even answer and you're living right here in Trinidad. That's just me. That's just me. We're talking reality. We're talking facts. We're presenting facts to you. But yet, you don't have the people who seeing. It have the people who hearing and cannot hear. It have the people who seeing and still can't understand. Yeah. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah, Saeed, you know the health sector, right? We have a lot of doctors come from UAE and from all over the country.
Yes, correct.
Work in the hospital in San Fernando. But they're working out the doctors in San Fernando hospital. Less doctors and more work. And the student can't get no work in the hospital. This man don't want to employ, the Minister of Health don't want to employ nobody to work. They're working out them. And then our next topic, we have a problem with TNTech on Barco. They always are shut down correct. So when you see they blow up people's TV and fridge, they go tell a man and they go say, that is them problem.
I understand. And that is so true. Thank you, caller. So, George Village in Tabland, I heard they did not have water for about a month. About a month. And there's a water station in Princestown. There's an office in Princestown. There's a yard in New Grant. And no water for the George Village and Tabland area for the past month. So those officers that are in charge of the yard in New Grant and the substation in Princestown, would you please supply the people of George Village and Tabland water? Would you please do that? Thank you. So, it's minutes now, 1:45, Priya Singh. So now viewers, remember I told you about an individual that have been, I would use the word conned. For this week, 4 people came by me with documents signed from Priya Singh stating that she working in HDC and she will help them get house. She conned. 3 people visited me and $62,000 from them. $62,000. They went to frauds. Hear the good thing about this, eh? And hear the reason why I'm saying good. I understand the ex-husband is a police. I understand that. People have making reports to fraud squad. And officers have been saying, yes, we know, yes, we know, yes, we know. And up to now, nothing have been done. Because the people keep going back to fraud squad to inquire what actually is taking place. Are you going to arrest this individual or not? Anybody have been conned by this woman into paying money for houses? I saw a video with her singing. She have a lovely voice. She could tweet a melody very smoothly. No wonder why these people get caught up. No wonder why. So I want to know now, if it's because of the ex-husband who is a police, he is preventing fraud squad from holding this woman. This is what I want to know. Because people are calling me, Saeed, we saw you put up a picture, boy. We lost 20,000 with this woman, boy. This woman says she could help you get a house. We paid the woman. Months going by, when we do get in contact with her, is a threat. Take me to court, I have clothes. Take me to court, I have documents by people. You have documents where you signed. It's not one name, it's two different names or three different names you have. I heard one time somebody came to kill her and the husband saved her. The husband saved her. Now I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to say it very, very bold. When people con people, and sometimes you ain't see them, or you get them somewhere hang up, or sometimes you get them in the mortuary. People just want to know what caused the killing of that pretty lady. Who did that to that pretty lady? But you don't know the background. You don't know the background. Just imagine 3 of them came by me this week and $62,000. They outsmart these 3 people. You know why? These people looking for betterment. And she found an easy way now to take the money. An easy, nice, smooth way. And fraud squad ain't doing one bloody thing about it. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. So what about now if I tell you all now, listen carefully. Remember you all know I have an intelligence unit running. So what about if I tell you all now that we found out that there's a hit on this woman's head now? What are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell that woman? What are you going to say now? Tell me. And this is what you look for, that is what you're going to get? You know how hard people working for money? It have some here saying, man, you could do what you want, you are getting it back. No police are holding me. So what if I tell you my intelligence unit now found out that there's a hit for you? What are you going to say? Feel sorry for her? Trinidad and Tobago, the viewers of Real Talk, no side have an intelligence unit running. We just get information. So if I just highlighting what I heard, and no police ain't coming to ask me, I'm making it very clear on my show. Very, very clear. No policeman ain't coming to ask me, Saeed, who is the man? Saeed, how much you paid? Let me tell you all something. If fraud squad was doing their work the proper way, these individuals would have never had to end up by me. And my team would have never find out this. That's why I have some people say, where the hell they go in the station? The police is telling, hey, go from here, we don't have time with you. On top of that, a lady called me today. Listen this carefully. A lady called me today, this afternoon. Her daughter is beating her up. Yesterday, she went down to the Labre police station. Listen carefully. Between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, she went down to the Labre police station and she met a woman. She said, ma'am, my daughter beating me up and I want you to help me. You know what the woman tells she? You know what the woman tells she? The police lady tell her, go from here, we don't have time. And she daughter massacring the old man in the house. You know for what? You want to know for what? For the lady house. And the police had time to take the report. Needed to help the old lady. This is the kind of thing, real talk, this have to be dealing with. This is the kind of thing. So just imagine that. We have one corner people, and fraud squad in South do nothing about it. We have another one down in Labre, where the old woman gone for help. And the police woman tell her, man, lady, go from here, we don't have time for that. What do they have time for? Tell me. What do they have time for? Now listen this. It have good working officers and it have the officers who just don't care. They just don't care. All can't come after me, you know. I tell another point blank. Because if all did care, I wouldn't have to be the one highlighting all you on TV. So we're going on with prayer sing now. We're going on with you now, dear. Now that we uncovered something, what is your next step? You can't blame me. I heard it. And no police are coming to ask me, Saeed, where you get that info from? Or you're withholding info from the police. If the blasted fraud squad was doing their work, it wouldn't have to reach to that. You know what it is to rob a man $40,000 and $50,000? You know what is that? And then your phone ringing and they're saying, hey, don't bother me, I will deal with what? Deal with what? You take your money, you promise me something, it's a come to pass. I want back my money. It's that simple. I want back my money. The last time I highlighted, you called me next day. You called me next day, you're going to pay the people them the money. What happened now? What happened now? Look what I saying on TV. Look what we hear now. Eh? And all I just want to know why we just find people all side in the road. Side they do nothing in us. What side and his team uncovered? And no police can come and ask me, Side, where you hear that from? Where you hear that from? Boy, you don't think twice coming by me, you know. Think twice. Because people who are conned off their money went to fraud squad. And fraud squad don't have time to take their report. So where you going to end up? Where would it end up? Yeah? When they try to kidnap my son, they try to extort money from me. What happened? They get it? No. They made no color paper holding in my hand presently. Well, boy. Before I get all heated up, and I lost track, I want to say a special happy birthday to Nicole Dookie. Very beautiful, very talented. Very talented. So to you, my dear, I hope you enjoy your birthday. I hope God grant you success in your endeavors. Bless your family. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy. From us here at Real Talk, who you have been a team member with, Happy birthday. So viewers, before we close off, you know, yesterday she said, well, you know, when she see Rashmi, she said, Saeed, I hope I get mine tomorrow, you know. Yes, dear, we ain't forget you. We ain't forget you. So viewers, this is what is taking place with Priya Singh. When I put up her picture, I believe it's about a week, almost 2 weeks now, she said, Saeed, that is not my name. I said, really? But I have a document and photo signed by you, so what is your real name? Now that we have uncovered a plot, what's going to happen from there now? Who you blaming for that? You can't blame nobody. You can't blame Saeed. You can't blame the intelligence unit. Who you blaming? You put yourself in that shoes. I don't know who is the killer. But one thing I got to tell you, no police are coming to question me. None. Go and do your bloody hell work and find out. That is why I just be like that. I just stand up for my rights. And for the people who don't have a voice, I'm standing up for them. So viewers, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure once more. 1 week is over. We thank God for the week that has passed. The weekend is coming. We thanking God for the weekend in advance. Remember, don't drink, don't get drunk, don't end up in the police station. Next thing you have your demerit point system. Hey, next week we're talking about the demerit point system. Because I find it really ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. So viewers, until we meet again, be safe, enjoy the night. Life has so many good things to offer. Why should we as human beings get caught up on the wrong road? Until we meet again, viewers, be safe. Good night.